Welcome to Card of Destiny. I'm Pandora. If this video found you, it means it's meant for you to hear. This is a message for you. Today, we'll explore your relationship, how you and your partner see and feel about each other, the current dynamics, and what the future may hold. If you enjoy my readings, please subscribe and share. Your support means the world to me. Let's begin your reading. You, the person who is watching. Knight of Wands reversed. Right now, your energy is potent, but somewhat scattered. With the Knight of Wands reversed, there's a sense that your inner fire has either been misdirected or left burning out of control. You might be feeling impulsive, restless, or even reckless in how you're approaching love or relationships lately. Perhaps your intentions are noble. You want clarity, resolution, progress, but your emotions are running ahead of your strategy. This card often appears when passion clouds judgment, and when you're acting on instinct rather than listening to your higher wisdom. There's a strong desire here to push forward, to do something, anything, rather than sit in stillness. But this energy, while fierce, is a bit unstable right now. You may be frustrated that things aren't moving fast enough, or that your partner isn't responding with the same enthusiasm or urgency you are. Deep down, there's a craving for action, validation, and direction. But the reverse knight reminds you, sometimes what looks like bravery is really avoidance, and sometimes what feels like confidence is actually insecurity in disguise. You might also be dealing with feelings of self-doubt masked by bold gestures. Or perhaps you're moving in and out of emotional connection, unsure whether to charge forward or retreat. You've likely been trying to keep things exciting or prove a point, but this card is asking you to check in with your motivations. What's really fueling your actions? And are you reacting from your truth, or reacting because you're tired of waiting for something you can't control? This card can also speak to burnout. You may have been carrying the emotional momentum of the relationship on your back for too long, and now it feels like your fire is starting to dim. You want clarity, you want progress, you want something solid. But you also need to be honest with yourself about whether you're chasing an ideal, or running from deeper fears of not being enough, not being chosen, or not being seen. Your partner. Ten of Swords reversed. Your partner is in a strange space right now. With the Ten of Swords reversed, there's a heavy emotional weight they're carrying, one that might not be fully visible on the surface. This card speaks of painful endings, betrayal, or emotional overwhelm. But when reversed, it suggests they are either recovering from a deep emotional wound, or still refusing to acknowledge just how deeply something has cut them. This person may be trying to act like everything is fine, putting on a brave face or keeping things civil, but internally they may feel depleted, exhausted, or like they're barely holding it together. It's possible that they've gone through some sort of emotional upheaval recently, maybe not even related solely to this relationship, but it's affecting how much energy and presence they're able to bring to you now. There's a sense that they're trying to avoid fully addressing something painful. They may be stuck in a cycle of denial or emotionally shutting down to avoid the intensity of what they feel. This card often emerges when someone feels like they've hit rock bottom, or are terrified they will, and they don't know how to ask for help or say the words that need to be said. You may sense their withdrawal, their numbness, or their coldness, and it could feel like rejection. But what's really happening here is that they're tangled in their own emotional unraveling. The reverse Ten of Swords also hints at the possibility of old wounds resurfacing. Perhaps they're still haunted by betrayals or heartbreaks from the past. And while you might be offering something more stable or honest, they're projecting past fears onto your present. They may say things are okay while energetically pulling away, or they may dismiss real concerns with sarcasm or detachment because they don't want to admit how deeply something affects them. They're in a phase where they either need to heal, or are trying to pretend healing isn't necessary. But healing can't be bypassed. If they've recently made promises, plans, or declarations that seem to now fall flat, it might be because they're mentally and emotionally overloaded and haven't truly processed their own truth yet. And if this person has caused you pain, this card suggests that they might be feeling guilt or remorse, but aren't emotionally mature enough yet to own it, apologize, or repair it properly. They are not at their strongest, but they are also not unreachable. This person might need space and time to rediscover who they are beneath all the mental chatter and emotional scars. But you must ask yourself whether you're willing to wait for someone who is still figuring out if they can show up for love at all. Current situation: the Emperor, reversed. This relationship right now is navigating shaky ground when it comes to structure, power, and emotional leadership. With the Emperor reversed at the heart of your current dynamic, there's a strong message about imbalance, especially around control, boundaries, and emotional maturity. This card suggests that one or both of you may be struggling to lead from a grounded place, or to create the sense of safety and stability this connection needs in order to grow. In a reversed state, the Emperor can point to misalignment of power. Someone may be exerting dominance in unhealthy ways, controlling, passive-aggressive, or emotionally shut down, while the other is left walking on eggshells or trying to manage the other person's mood. Alternatively, it might be that no one is taking the lead, and you both feel lost in the absence of clear direction, boundaries, or shared vision. Either way, this lack of stable foundation makes it difficult to build something long-lasting or nourishing. This card can also reflect issues with emotional authority, where the masculine energy in the relationship, regardless of gender, feels wounded or distorted. If your partner is the one showing up as the reversed Emperor, they may be reacting from a place of ego, fear, or rigidity. They might be quick to deflect responsibility, act defensively when called out, or shut down when deeper emotional connection is needed. And if you're the one carrying the Emperor's reversed energy, you may feel overwhelmed by the need to hold everything together, while silently resenting that your partner isn't showing up with the same strength and clarity. The reversed Emperor also suggests emotional immaturity, where love is confused with possession, validation, or dominance. Someone might want love on their terms, and only their terms, while refusing to compromise or create space for the other's truth. It's not that love doesn't exist, but the way it's being expressed right now might be tangled in pride, defensiveness, or a fear of vulnerability. This card calls out unhealthy patterns in the relationship that have gone unaddressed for too long. It may even reflect an emotionally unavailable partner, or one who has a hard time seeing your needs as valid, instead prioritizing control or distance. And if you've been over-functioning trying to be the Emperor in this relationship when they should be showing up too, you're likely feeling drained and unsupported. At its core, the reversed Emperor challenges both of you to step back and ask, what kind of foundation are we building here? Is it rooted in mutual respect, trust, and clarity? Or is one person doing all the work while the other avoids accountability? This is a wake-up call to shift away from outdated patterns of control and towards shared emotional responsibility. If that shift doesn't happen, you may find yourself increasingly frustrated, disillusioned, or ready to walk away from a dynamic that feels more like power struggle than partnership. Possible outcome: the Chariot, reversed. The Chariot reversed in the position of the near future suggests emotional misdirection, internal conflict, and a relationship dynamic that struggles to move forward with unity. In its upright form, this card symbolizes ambition, momentum, and willpower, the ability to drive forward with purpose and control. But when reversed, it shows a vehicle stuck in the mud, two people pulling in different directions, or a path that feels blocked by emotional disarray. If things continue as they are, you may find that no matter how much effort you put into this relationship, it doesn't move the way you want it to. That can be because one person is avoiding vulnerability, and the other is pushing too hard for progress. It's like being in a car where one of you is slamming the gas and the other is quietly pressing the brake. No matter how powerful your desire, this kind of resistance results in burnout, especially for you. You may also begin to feel as though your personal direction and the direction of the relationship are fundamentally out of alignment. Your visions may not match. You may want emotional connection, shared goals, and growth, while your partner is still navigating internal collapse, as seen with the reversed Ten of Swords, or resisting emotional maturity, as seen in the reversed Emperor. The reversed Chariot also indicates a possible loss of confidence. You might begin to question yourself. Am I the problem? Am I too much? Too intense? But this card reminds you that the issue is not your drive. It's whether or not the relationship has the wheels to carry both of you to a shared destination. One of the most poignant lessons from this card is about control. You cannot control your partner's healing. You cannot drive this chariot alone. If you continue to try, you risk depleting your own energy and sense of self. Sometimes, the reverse chariot suggests that before you can move forward together, one or both of you need to realign individually. You need to know where you're going. You need to be in agreement. You need to share a vision, not just share a connection. And if that doesn't happen, the relationship may begin to feel like dead weight, like something you're dragging instead of something you're growing. The future doesn't look doomed, but it does look directionless without serious realignment. You're being asked to slow down and reassess. Are we moving forward together, or is one of us holding the reins while the other pulls away? Extra message. Ace of Swords reversed, Eight of Discs upright. These two cards arrive as whispers from the universe, gentle but firm truths meant to guide your next steps. Let's begin with the Ace of Swords reversed. This card suggests confusion, lack of clarity, or even emotional dishonesty in your current connection. Where the upright ace is sharp, direct, and uncompromising in its truth, the reversed ace is foggy and tangled. It signals a breakdown in communication, not just in how you speak to each other, but in how you understand each other's needs and intentions. There may be unspoken thoughts, withheld truths, or an inability to get on the same page. You might feel like you're speaking from your heart, but nothing is landing. Or maybe your partner is giving you half answers, unclear signals, or changing their story when pressed for the truth. This card also speaks to mental fatigue. You've probably been turning things over in your mind, trying to make sense of this relationship, analyzing every word, every silence, every reaction. And the more you try to find clarity, the more the fog seems to thicken. The Ace of Swords reversed reminds you that some truths cannot be forced. They must be revealed in their own time. But it also asks you to check in with yourself. Are you avoiding the truth because it hurts? Are you seeing only what you want to see because acknowledging what's actually happening would be too painful? When this card appears, it's time to stop chasing answers from others and start listening to your own inner knowing. What do you already know, but haven't yet admitted to yourself? Now let's turn to the Eight of Discs upright. This card is the exact opposite energy. It's grounded, patient, deliberate, and deeply invested in real growth. It tells you that while the emotional waters may be stormy, your soul is capable of building something lasting and meaningful, whether in this relationship or after it. The 8% of discs is all about the work, showing up consistently, investing in healing, learning from your patterns, and mastering the art of emotional integrity. This is a card of self-mastery, of doing the hard, unglamorous work of choosing yourself. It says if they can't meet you at your level, that's not a reflection of your worth. Keep building your life. Keep investing in your dreams. Keep anchoring into your truth. If your partner cannot show up for the emotional labor required to repair and sustain this connection, you still can show up for yourself. And from that foundation, you will either inspire them to rise with you, or open space for someone new to arrive who is already ready. The Ace reversed warns against denial. The 8% of discs promises reward for honest, sustained effort. Combined, they say this: get honest with yourself, then do the work your heart is asking for. Conclusion. This relationship is asking you to see clearly what your heart already feels. You, represented by the Knight of Wands reversed, are someone driven by passion, depth, and a desire for meaning. You want momentum, you want purpose, but you've been carrying the fire alone, and it's beginning to flicker. Not because you are not enough, but because no one can sustain a two-person connection by themselves. Your partner, mirrored through the Ten of Swords reversed, is in a place of deep inner fatigue. They are likely holding on to past pain, avoiding emotional accountability, or quietly unraveling inside while maintaining the appearance of composure. They may not even fully realize how much they're projecting old wounds into your shared space. And while that doesn't make them the villain, it does make them emotionally unavailable. The Emperor reverse tells us that this dynamic lacks clear structure, safety, and equal partnership. Boundaries are blurred, emotional leadership is absent, and perhaps both of you are waiting for the other to take the reins while silently wishing things could go back to the way they were, or forward to how you wish they could be. But that kind of wishful momentum isn't enough, because the Chariot reversed shows that this relationship isn't going anywhere fast, not because love is absent, but because direction, unity, and emotional balance are missing. And no matter how much fuel you pour into the tank, if you're the only one driving, the vehicle stays stuck. The Ace of Swords reversed brings to light the confusion, miscommunication, and avoidance that has clouded this bond. You may have convinced yourself to stay, to fight, to hope, because you couldn't quite see the full picture. But the truth is emerging now, and it might not come from your partner's mouth. It might come from your own gut. Still, there's beauty in this reading. The Eight of Discs upright is the quiet promise of transformation. It's the reminder that you are not powerless, not lost, and certainly not unworthy. You have the tools to rebuild, whether that's within this relationship if it miraculously turns around, or in your own life, where love can return in a purer, more aligned form. If your partner cannot rise to meet you, if they remain in cycles of silence, denial, or self-protection, you are being guided to choose peace over potential, healing over hoping, truth over fantasy. This doesn't mean there was no love, but it does mean love must evolve. The truth is this: you're already doing the work. You've been showing up, reaching out, growing. The question is, will you continue to do all the labor for both of you? Or will you finally say with grace and courage, I want love that meets me where I stand, not love I have to chase through fog and fire. Whatever you choose, make sure it honors you, your strength, your light, your softness, your sacred fire. You don't need to be anyone's rescuer. You're already your own salvation. Thank you for watching my video. I hope this message brought you the clarity you needed. If you enjoyed it, please support my channel. Good luck on your journey.